Hey, welcome back! Welcome back to this new video. Today I wanted to talk to you about the fact that we should stop trying to impress other people. You know, this world is full of morons that do things with the intent of impressing other people around them. The problem with this attitude is that your whole life revolves around what other people think of you. And you see, that whole spiral of what other people think of you shouldn't matter. Here's what I want to tell you, and suggest you do at least. It's up to you if you want to follow this advice, but I would say, instead of impressing other people, why don't you focus on impressing yourself with your dream, your own subconscious mind? If you spend all your time trying to impress yourself, convince yourself of this wonderful dream that you have, then you might actually realize it in spite of what other people think of it. Because you see, that's a trap. That's a trap in which we all fall when growing up, is we want to fit in to this society. We want to fit in with the mass consciousness, with how people operate. We don't want to seem strange to others. But at the end of the day, what others think of us shouldn't matter, because they are all on their own journey just like you. And it's very important to consider then, what is my journey about? What do I want to do? What do I want to leave behind to this world, if you want to go that far? Some people are like, well, I don't really want to create. I don't want to do anything, big or anything. I just want to live a calm, comfortable life, which is fine. Again, in order to live a calm, comfortable life, you should stop trying to impress others, of course. Usually those kinds of people also don't care at all about what other people think. But here we are, we have these great big dreams, and then we might fall into the trap of trying to impress others instead of ourselves. But if we would focus on impressing ourselves with our dreams, wonderful things would happen. Only wonderful things can happen, because it causes your consciousness to stay and remain in harmony with the very thing you desire to realize. You see, I went through phases in my life when I was younger where I thought that to become successful was great for the simple fact that it would impress others. And now I realize that's nonsense, it's bullshit. Like, what I should really be focused on is, am I spending my days doing what I love to do? Is what I'm doing actually meaningful to me personally, right? It might be complete nonsense to a random viewer that stumbles upon this video. They're like, what is this nonsense? And I'll be like, I don't know. Maybe this nonsense is not for you. It's that simple. But I'm just doing what I feel compelled to do, inspired to do throughout my days, which is to simply talk about the power of consciousness, about the many pitfalls that we might encounter as we evolve mentally, spiritually, emotionally as a human being itself. Because ultimately that's what your journey is about. It's about your own evolution. And you see, one of the things we have to understand here is that the only thing we really need to do in life in order to improve it is to convince ourselves, our very selves, that the very change we want to occur in our worlds can come about through our own belief structure. And the beliefs are inside our consciousness. So therefore, if I just simply focus on impressing myself with my dream, then I'll be on the right track. Then I'll stay motivated and I'll keep going. It doesn't matter what other people think. I don't have time to stop and think about what they think about it. Even if I would become very successful, it doesn't matter to me personally. I've had this happen before, where I had a couple of years ago, like a decade ago, even longer, where I had thousands of followers. Like, this was in the early 2000s or late. It's close, like 2008, basically. So early 2000s, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I had thousands of followers at the time, and that was kind of uncommon, but it didn't matter to me. I remember telling people, I have a goal of reaching 1,000 followers for my music, and I would set out to achieve it. I would just work on it. I achieved it, and then I got comments from people they couldn't believe I achieved that. How could a stupid idiot like you ever reach thousands of followers like this online? And I would just ignore it. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude, go fuck yourself as well. But this is the stupid part, is that at the time I didn't do it to impress others, but then as I grow a little older, right, into my late teens, early 20s, then I started to feel like it's about impressing others so that they look up to me. But then as I kept doing that, you very quickly realize, what am I doing with my life? I'm not giving other people more attention than my own dreams. So then you quickly shift it again, hopefully, because many people stay stuck in that phase. They really just want to be looked up to. Like, people need to be impressed by them. And ultimately, since you're all going to die, like myself, we're all going to leave this physical plane, it's ultimately completely ridiculous nonsense. It's not permanent. In fact, what it will do, though, if your attitude is constantly to impress others, and to want them to be impressed by you, what it will do is that people will just simply consider you arrogant, egotistical, and pretty much a jerk. So that's what you would leave behind if you stay in that attitude. So I would suggest just we should humble ourselves and focus on what is important. The main thing here is that we should always impress ourselves with our dreams. Then through impressing the dream on the subconscious mind, through the emotional center of consciousness, if you feel your dream, if you literally feel in love with the dream basically, then it will start to manifest. It starts to move into form with and through you, and it will, other people will see it and maybe they'll be impressed, but because you understand the process behind manifestation, which happens within yourself, you can keep your focused attention at home where it needs to be, within your very self. You need to keep focused on what's going on in here, what's going on inside my head, what's going on inside my consciousness, because depending on what's going on there, it will determine actually how you will experience your life and what you'll be able to achieve. So where in that attitude does it ever seem that you should be busy with impressing others? Nowhere, right? Nowhere. It's all about between you yourself. It's like, I like to say, it's between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. That's the process. That's where you should focus your attention upon. Like another great spiritual teacher said, the secret to success is to focus on yourself. Not on what other people do, not how they perceive you, not how they think about things necessarily. You could ask for advice, of course, if that's what you need, but it shouldn't be the main, activity of your life to constantly be worried about what other people think. Now, the secret of success is to focus on yourself, on what you're passionate about, and then dedicating all your time to it, or at least as much time as you can, realistically speaking. We all have obligations that we need to fulfill as well, so we can't perhaps focus our time on it every second of the day, but we should dedicate most of our time on what we're passionate about doing, on what our purpose is. Why am I here? What is it? What is this journey about? What is my life going to be about? And then as you figure out these answers by looking within yourself, within your heart, by feeling truly, what is it that I want? Then you have something to focus upon. Then you're learning to impress your dream upon your subconscious mind. So then it's no longer about impressing other people. It's about impressing yourself with your dream. Really think about it, because it's such a subtle thing that if you understand it, it's actually kind of fun to just spend all your days from then on being like, am I impressing my dream upon myself? Am I impressed by my dream? Like that's how you could look at it. Am I impressed by the vision that I have? Am I impressed about the magnitude of my own dream? Am I impressed by what it would mean if this were a reality? Because the more you become impressed by it yourself, the more attached you become to your own dream, the more emotionally connected you become to your own dream, and the more it starts to compel you to move in that direction. And as that happens, well, the whole process of manifestation is always set in motion. So you will start to notice more and more signs that your dream is actually turning into a reality, all because you learn to focus on yourself, on your own journey, on your own dream. So that's why I would suggest we should stop impressing others. It might be tempting to do, but it's pointless. This journey here physically is temporary, so we should spend it doing what is important to us on this journey, for us, ourselves, our own evolution. That's what it's all about. And that's what I wanted to share with you today through this video.